Welcome back, guys, to another Dislyte video. I'm so excited, dude. A couple events coming around the corner. May 29th, we got the double gold event. Make sure to sell all of your artifacts on that day and grind artifacts that day, because you want all that gold for that Osiris update to get those new characters up to snuff with the relics. You can use all that gold to get them level up. And if you get Osiris, use all that gold to get him leveled up, right? But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about Holobattle, okay? Holobattle is easily the most exciting part about this update for me, right? So I just quickly didn't want to keep you guys too long here. Just want to go over some units that are pretty good, that I think, in my opinion, are solid units for Holobattle, or are going to be solid units. So without further ado, I'm just gonna get right into it. Unki Chai and Yasuhua, one of the top suggestions for me. Unki Chai gives a team-wide attack buff, 40% attack buff to be exact. He is very, very good and very easy to get, right? A lot of people that have summoned have got him at least once, and if you're lucky, you have him at max resonance, right? And he's not too hard to get his ult to rarity, to his max rarity, which is only 2 tiers. So essentially, if you get really lucky, you can do just 2 rare ability Abilimon, right? He gives an attack buff. He also gives a crit rate 30% up buff. He's overall very good for your DPS, overall DPS on the team, not just for your DPS characters, as well as giving constant attack ups, all that good stuff. You always want something like that on your team. You want a buffer at all times, and Unki Chai is a very solid one. Going into Yasuhua, she's a very good healer and a very good attack buffer. She essentially does what Unki Chai does, but a little bit better. But instead of that crit rate 30%, she gives defense up by 60%, which will make your team overall tankier. So if your team is a little squishy or your relics aren't up to snuff, it would be a good idea to get her, though it is a little challenging because she is a rift character, right? Which is a little hard, but you can get her at least once in like 2 or 3 days, right? And you want her for sure. She gives recovery and invincibility to one character as well. So if, let's say, your DPS is about to die, your Leeling's at 10% and he's gonna die, he's gonna get RKO'd by Hyde or something, right? You can pop this on him, he's not going to take damage, and he's going to recover 15% of his max HP. He's ridiculous. She's ridiculous. She's ridiculous. That's all I could say. And she also gives an attack down to a single enemy target. So she's going to be very, very solid. One healer that I know almost everybody has is Changpu. She's a very good early game healer, known for her early game, mid game status. She falls off a little in the late game, but I still use her to this day, mainly because of this immunity. She cannot get debuffed whatsoever, and that's going to be very important because you're going to see a lot of debuff characters in PvP wherever it is, if it's in Point War or in Clan War or Holobattle, as you call it. You're going to want this immunity up almost all the time, and I think she's a very, very good solid unit to do it. If you pair her up with Yasuhua, if you want to, you can use Yasuhua's invincibility on her. You will always have her alive, and the immunity will always be there, right? She also is a very solid healer. She heals off of attacks, so remember to get at least attack substats or attack percent substats on your relics. You can go HP bonus, you can go defense on your main stats, but always has attack percent stats as your substats. And she'll also do AP down. She has a chance to AP down by 15%, which is always good. And you can land that on DPS. They can attack. It could make the difference, right? Going on to DPS characters, I think one of the better DPS characters is Drew. Drew is a solid unit. He's one of the first characters you get at the beginning of the game. And the main reason he's so crazy is he has his own debuff, right? You can debuff down a character, which is always a good thing. And then it's an 85% chance, so essentially you're gonna get it most of the time. But his ult is the main shiny thing in his kit, right? His ult can kill an Esper. If you kill an Esper, it'll reset and go to the next Esper next to them. And if they kill, you can essentially, in the right situations, kill the whole entire team. He's insane. He can team wipe. He can do all that in the right situations as long as he has the right support. With someone like Unki Chai, if you pair him with Unki Chai or somebody that's attack buffing him, he's gonna do insane damage. He could use the Chronos attack relics or the late game Fafnir crit damage relics, and he'll go crazy. He's insane. He is insane. And you also always want to use that basic attack because it will reduce the cooldown of his ult, which is the main part of his kit. And then I think that's basically it. I think an honorable mention could be Berenice. She does shield your whole entire team and gives your team recovery so they can recover 15% of max HP, but I would take Yusuhua over her just for the sole fact that she only gives shield, that she does give it to your whole team, which is great, but I would mainly use her Yusuhua because she's giving invincibility to one of your most important characters, your DPS or whoever is very low. They can't take damage at all. With shields, they can be broken and they can get damage through. So it could be detrimental. It could be the difference. So I would say Yusuhua over her, but if you don't have Yusuhua, this is a solid option to have on your team as well. When it comes to 4 stars, Dahlia is always going to be good. She's giving crit rate up as well as attack up, just like my boy, what's it called? Unki Chai, right? But she's doing a lot more. Despite giving increased crit rate and attack, she's also giving 25% AP to all allies. So essentially your team can attack way more, and that's super duper good. She's very good. She's very good support. She can also freeze. She has the chance to freeze, and she reduces speed by 30% for 2 turns, which is crazy. It's really crazy. Dahlia is always a good option to have, though you would have to probably pair her up with a healer because she's quite squishy with her build, because you want to run her on that speed set so she can go first and she can buff your whole team initially before the fight even starts. She also has the chance to stun, but I wouldn't really rely on it too much. But it is nice to get sometimes, right? Let's see, another character that I think is going to be pretty crazy. It's this guy, Pritzker. A lot of people sleep on him, but his stun can save you. His stun stuns for 1 turn, but it's a 60% chance, which is a decent chance. But if you use accuracy, you can land it more. And you can stun for 1 turn and essentially block their whole entire rotation's attack, so you can get 2 rotations before they even get 1. He's pretty good, and he is pretty tanky. You want to run him on defense and HP. He can also steal AP, but I wouldn't super rely on that either. He can also stun with his basic attack as well. When it comes to DPS, oh wait, another support force that you can get fairly easy, I would say, it's Fabrice. He is pretty crazy. He is free to play. He gives invincibility and immunity. So he's kind of the better Chengpu, right? Because he's healing, he's attack buffing, he's recovering, he's doing everything that Chengpu does, but a little bit better. I think he's a better option. So if you do have Fabrice and you have him built, or if you have Fabrice but don't have him built, I suggest you build him now before the update starts, because he's gonna be pretty crazy. He's giving immunity, he's giving invincibility to everyone, immune to all damage, or no, to a teammate, right? But it's essentially the same thing, but instead of, you know, like Yusuhua giving regen, you get invisibility and immunity, so you can't get debuffed whatsoever. In terms of DPS, I think the most solid DPS characters you're gonna see are probably gonna be, honestly, Sander. One of the best DPSs in the game. He's very, very, very fast. He's incredibly fast. He does a lot of damage. He speed downs a lot. He gives a speed down debuff and stuns quite a bit. Sanders can be good if you're focusing a DPS or healer, especially because you're delaying them and you're slowing them down so they can't get a heal off, or they can't get any immunities off or anything like that, or any damage off specifically, right? You can kill them before the damage starts or stun them. Sanders overall, great unit. I would use him if I have him. I think the next one that we're gonna look at in the 4-star category is gonna be Mona. Everybody gets Mona. I won't say that she's a very good damage per second character because there's obviously better options. But the fact that she does AoE damage, the fact that she's life stealing and doesn't need to rely on a healer can be very, 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 very game changing. She can life steal to the point where she's unkillable, right? If you have the right build. And even if you don't have the right build and your relics aren't up to snuff, she's still solid. She's still life stealing a whole lot. You obviously want the vampiric set on her. She's very crazy, and she can get a reset off of her basic attack if you kill an enemy, right? So you do want to do that when you can, so you can potentially reset, use an ability, and kill, you know, their whole team. She's crazy. I would not say to max her out though. I wouldn't say to max her out with a Bilamon. She doesn't need it as much as other characters, right? Like Sanders or Fabrice also needs it. A lot of characters that can be used. Also, DPS. Chloe is insane. You always want to run her on anything you're playing. She is crazy. She's doing a lot of damage no matter what. Her kit is crazy. She blocks for enemies, right? So you can't buff an enemy. So if you see the DPS character, you want to debuff them. You have a chance of debuffing, or you do debuff. You do debuff if they aren't buffed, right? And they can be buffed. So let's say the enemy Li Ling is creaming your whole team, destroying you, right? But he doesn't have any buffs. You can throw this on him and then straight focus him and he will die. He can't heal, he can't do anything like that, right? And I think that's it for the 4 stars. I'm trying to get through this as fast as I can because I don't want to keep you guys here for a long time. 5 stars, Li Ling is an obvious good option. He's doing a lot of AoE damage with his ult. I personally would say to take him because he does do true damage. So no matter what, even if you have shields, they are going to take a bunch of true damage based on their HP, plus attack damage, and he's going to steal AP, so he's going to get more turns. He has a lot of single target damage with his second skill, and he's going to lifesteal, which is always huge. Self-sustaining DPSs are very, very good. He is one of the 5 stars that almost, well, a lot of people have. I'm not going to say almost everyone. But you can run him. He's a very solid option. He has AP steal on every single one of his abilities. And you always want that AP steal so you can get more attacks off, all that good stuff. As well as he has a very good leader skill, which we will get into that when we start seeing the exclusive leader skills for Holobattle, because there are going to be some. We'll go over those. I'll update this list more in the future, right? Another solid unit, I think Sun Wukong is great. Again, it was either Sun Wukong or Li Ling that you got at the beginning of the game. And Sun Wukong is very good because he can do a lot of things. He can shield himself. He's kind of self-sustaining. Grants Scorched Death, Shackle. He grants himself unique buffs that'll help you out in PvP a lot. I think Sun Wukong will be a great option, especially with his big ult. His ult does a lot of damage. He's very good for PvP. A lot of people sleep on him, but he or she is very good. I would say. The last character that I do want to shout out here, or well, a couple characters, is Unas, of course. God healer, God everything. He's insane. Well, he's a god support, not healer, but he's a god support. He's crazy. If you have him, take him wherever you want, because this guy is insane. This guy's crazy. Gabriel, another free-to-play character, great. Mostly for the defense down, but also for the immunity and attack down she gives to other characters. She also gives defense up and immunity, which are debatably 2 of the best buffs in the game, right? And she's also reducing enemies' attacks. You always want to bring her everywhere. She's a triple S tier unit. Of course, you want to bring her during PvP. I would say if you have her, throw her on there. Why not? And a couple characters. Last people I want to shout out, Clara. God, she is crazy. Holy. She's so crazy. She has a team-wide AP increase. She will heal you. She does literally everything in the game. I think everybody or every YouTuber has talked about this. If you have Clara, throw her on your team. And last but not least, I think one of the better characters in the game for PvP is gonna be Apollo. Apollo you get from floor 100 of Infinite Tower. You're stunning a whole lot. You're stunning, you're taking extra AP. You want him on the team, but again, he's hard to acquire because of Infinite Tower. So not as many people have him. But that's okay because a lot of these characters on this list are great choices, and you could work with 4 stars. For example, this guy, he does a lot of single target DPS damage. You can work around with every character in this game, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of kind of the best, in my opinion, characters in the game. Of course, this guy is also solid. He has a speed lead, he freezes, speed down. That's always good, right? I don't want to keep you guys here for any longer. It's been 16 minutes. I said I was going to keep this short, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you have a little bit of a clearer idea of what you want to do or characters that are good for PvP. We will go further into detail on this when it actually comes out. I'll test a couple teams out. I'll make a couple videos showcasing some things, completely free to play teams, some pay to win teams, whatever, right? But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm looking forward to the next one. I also have a Nino Kuni video coming along the way, so if you're looking forward to that, subscribe, and I have a lot more just like content coming on the way, and I will be rolling for Osiris. I will be getting Osiris. I swear to God, I will get Osiris. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.